Hello friends, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come to you to talk to you about the videos and being online and posting online. And most importantly, or specifically, I wanted to talk about views. Because I noticed something the other day that made me think all about, like, just rethink, or not rethink, but think about what is going on online and what I'm doing online and what is my purpose. Just because I think I've mentioned this before. I'm not really on YouTube to become famous on YouTube, obviously. And I'm really not on YouTube to get a ton of people to watch. I just want the right people to see my story. And obviously, I want for someone to help me. And then I want for everybody who is open to understanding what is going on in the world to read the book. And that's not everybody. And I don't think that the content is for everybody. I think if you've been following along here, you probably know that. And so I don't really pay attention to likes and views and things like that, just because that's not really my goal in like a way where I just want a ton of people watching me. And I realized this because I happened to look at my shorts for some reason. I was trying to change a thumbnail or something. And I saw that one of the shorts that I posted had like 3,000 views, which for a person who only gets 3 views per video, 3,000 is a lot of views. And it was the one that I made about Oreo cookies. So obviously it got that amount of views because I don't even think I put Oreo in the title, but Oreo was in the algorithm. It was that kind of content, the kind of content that people like. I don't believe that those views, I don't know if there's any way to tell that by looking in this, I know that you can look at analytics, but I don't think that a single one of those views resulted in me getting a follower, because from what I can see, my follower count was exactly the same. And that I can see all the time just because like when I click on the page, it's right there. And so that got me to thinking, like, what are these people just watched? They just watched and they kept on going. So they weren't even really thinking about it that deep. And obviously they don't have to because it was just about Oreos. And that is really what most people are looking for online. And if you saw my other video about serotonin, you'd know exactly why. And then you'd know exactly why people are not as drawn to my content, because I don't think it is a serotonin boost. And maybe me, but the content is definitely not. And if you come to my page, like, there is a chance that you could get anything. One day you could get me literally talking about Oreos, and then the next day I'm talking about the fall of the capitalist cabal. And I'm serious, dead ass about both of them. So you got to be ready for a fair bit of whiplash and everything. But I was just thinking, like, I don't really care that 3,000 people mindlessly watched that video. I would rather have 3 people that were going to help to make this world a better place watch any of the other videos, which is really funny, but I still made it. But I just made it for fun. And that's the funny thing about people who make these videos and they do it and they get a lot of views and they make a lot of money and they're just having fun. And that's absolutely cool. And maybe in another life I would do something like that, but it's just, I don't care about those views. Like, they mean nothing to me because nobody engaged with it, even about the Oreos. Nobody left a comment, and I think it maybe got 7 likes out of 3,000 views. So that actually ended up being more disappointing than it was exciting, to see that all of those eyes resulted in absolutely nothing. And so that made me understand exactly how these celebrities must feel. Like, they'll put out a story and the story will get 700,000 views, but nobody cares. Nobody would even be able to pick them out if they saw them walking on the street with a baseball hat. They wouldn't even know who these people were. So that's really interesting too. And it makes you understand that, like, just because there's a number of eyes on it, it doesn't mean anything. It actually can be so draining because it's vacant. Like, there's people who are obsessed with that number and the number is empty, but it's clicks from humans, but they're not using all of their cognition and all of their heart to connect with the person. They're just looking at a video. And if you're lucky and you put it in the video enough, they'll like, comment, and Well, sorry, the camera cut off and then the disk space was full, and then I forgot what I was saying, so I had to rewatch the other video. So now we are back. And what I was saying is there are some people who will just click like because they heard somebody ask them to do it. And I know that's how most people get a lot of likes and clicks, because they put it somewhere in the video. I know people like that. Like if somebody tells them, like if they get a prompt to do something, they'll do it. My mom is like that. Like if something popped up on her phone and said, push this button, she'd push it. It's just like whatever it is, it says. Like we were at a game one time and they were like, pull out your phones and sign up for this thing. And she just pulled out her phone and started signing up. I was like, what is it? What are you doing? And she was like, I don't know. They said, pull out your phone and sign up for this thing. So some people are like that. And I don't like to play on those types of people. I could do that, like continuously, like force things like that down people's throat. It's just that I'm not that kind of person. I like to let people just do what they do naturally. And so I'm not one of those people who likes to push that like, comment, subscribe, or whatever that is, because it just seems like too much. But what was I saying all that to say? Oh, now I've lost my train of thought again. But anyway, that's the kind of person that I am, and I've always been that way, which is why I haven't pursued anything in the spotlight, bless you, boo, with any more ambition, just because at some point I'm just like, okay, I've had enough. It's about getting a bunch of people to watch. Like, even if I don't care. That's the part where I don't care. Like, I do want my story out, and I do want a ton of people to read the book, just because I think it will help them. But just the idea of views and clicks just for the sake of it, or even just for the sake of money, that's just not my personality. Which is why I am here in this car, because my personality, when it comes to money and people, I have a very short fuse, a very shallow berth and a very short fuse. I will just walk away very quickly because I don't want either of them bringing me down. And other than the fact that people have stolen money that is supposed to be mine, I don't have a problem with money. Do you know what I mean? I know how to use it well. I know how to respect it, and I know how to do all of that. And you'll see coming very soon exactly how I roll. But I'm saying all that to say that I feel like heart-centered things are more important. So like the internet is not necessarily the place for me. As you might have known before this, I don't have any social media other than the Tumblr, and I did have that for like 15 years. And I'm just more of a private person, and I'm really not a huge fan of the internet, but I have been having a lot of fun on here completing the multimedia experience. So that's fun. And I have a feeling that this will be the platform that gets the message out to the most people, obviously, because that's the whole point of the internet. And I'm sure it will lead me to connecting with great people. Not just people who could help with this endeavor, but just great people of all kinds. And that is what I'm more interested in doing here than anything else, particularly more than just having a ton of people looking at me. I don't like that. If I want that, I'll just walk outside, or, try to go to the gym, or try to do anything at all in this town. Anyway, that's it. I've said anyway and acted like I was done like 10 times. This time I'm really done, unless I think of something else to say. All right, that is all I have to say. Love you, bye.